name is Kevin Fernandez, and welcome to my channel, Gamers Genie. Today, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite party games. Now, I want to point this out. I actually have wanted to do this list for a long time now, and the problem was I could never get. I've never played enough party games where it could get me up to 10. One time it got me up to 5, but that's only halfway. And of course, you know, party games is usually a game where you get to start off with 3 or more players instead of your traditional 2 players, and then you go up from there. Traditionally, okay? Traditionally, yeah, I know, there's other games that technically aren't party games, but they're listed in this. But these are my 10 favorite ones that I like to go to when I do have a lot of people around. So, that out of the way, let's count down. Okay, so number 10 is called Reverse Charades by Eagle Griffin Games. What this game is, now first of all, I love this game and I love to teach this game at parties and stuff, mostly because half of it is once I say what it's called, the most fun I have when I play Reverse Charades is watching people try to figure out what is reverse charades, and most people all come up with the same answer. Instead of miming everything, you just scream it at the top of your lungs. No, that's not it at all. So reverse charades is, the reverse part is this. Traditionally in charades, as most of you at home probably know, because we usually play because a lot of people usually play this because it doesn't require you to bring anything. Is you write a bunch of stuff down, movies, books, whatever. Whatever you can think of. You write them down on little pieces of paper. You put them in a bowl, hat, whatever. You mix them up, and each person takes a turn. And then you split into teams. Everybody takes a turn pulling out something from the hat, and they have to act it out. And everybody on the team has to guess what it is. And if they guess it right, then they get a point, and they're on a timer, and once the timer's done, then however many they guessed correctly, that's how many points they get at the end. And basically they just keep going until the bowl or hat is empty, and then you count up the points. Whoever has the most points wins the game. Reverse charades is just one person is guessing and everybody else is trying to mime out the clues. It's really fun. It was kind of hard because the first time we played this again after a while was like almost as soon as the vaccine came out. So people were still kind of like iffy on like, you know, okay, can I like on physical contact and everything like that. But we still managed to get through some stuff. A lot of people can do their own thing, or you can all kind of work together to make one big thing. That's just how it works. But definitely it deserves a spot on this list. Number 10, Reverse Charades. Okay, so number 9 is Codenames by Czech Games Edition. This is the same company that makes Lost Ruins of Arnak. I hope I pronounced the company right. I do love this game. This is a go-to party game for like anybody, non-gamer or gamer, because it's super easy to teach. You split, how it goes is you split up into teams. Once again, you're in 2 teams, except there's a board, and it forms like kind of a grid with a bunch of different names, and you have to guess all the different which ones are your team and which ones are your opponent's team. If you get your opponent's team, your turn ends. If you run out of time, your turn ends. If you get the spy, if you get the assassin, then you lose automatically, in your team. The other team automatically wins. It is a really good game, and you know, based off of people can get like up to, I think, 3 words to give out clues on which one they are. But you can't actually say what that word is. So it's really interesting to see how different people can work around that. So, like, for example, if I saw a star, I can't just go star 1. I have to say, like, space 1, or like outer space 1. It's just really interesting. I love the design. of the game, and it's got like so many different variations. I have 3 variations myself. I have the original Codenames, I have Marvel Codenames, and Disney Codenames is somewhere around here. But it's always super fun to play. It's always a great game to pull out for a good party, and you do not have a limit to the number of players. So, number 9, Codenames. Okay, so number 8. Now, I know a lot of people out in the world love the game Cards Against Humanity. I don't. I don't like Cards Against Humanity. So first of all, I want to say this. I don't like games that have super explicit adult themes. I've never really gotten into them. I never really thought they're funny. I've never really enjoyed them that much. Number 2, I hate. Like, everybody has their specific type of game mechanic that people can't get into. This is mine. I hate those games where you have to, where a judge draws a card from a deck, says, oh, you know, fruits. And so then, like, people play all this stuff that's fruits, and there's always someone who thinks that there's a really funny card in there, even though that's the only one. Like, you know, so many people try to be funny, and it's so annoying because it's so dumb. And then, you know, you got Cards Against Humanity, who's like now trying to be even funnier because now they're just putting random adult things that only adults should know. But really, unless you're like super obsessed with adult sites, not judging, you know, a lot of the times you probably wouldn't know a lot of this stuff. Game of Ham explains what that is. That can make it worse a bit. But I do love it because there's a bunch of different variations on how you can play this game. It's not just straight up, you know, draw a card, say a thing, and then you get to judge and do that. No, you can play it like, there's one where you can combine it with this board, makes it like Sorry meets Cards Against Humanity. It is super fun. I know that they just released a couple new expansions. I did feature this game on the channel, and I did say this is probably, if I had to suggest a game like this to my friends, and all my friends are adults, I don't like, who are, you know, they don't have kids, so they won't be playing this game with their families. But, you know, I said that this is by Ham Games because I thought that would be funny. Technically, I don't think their company has an actual official name yet, but that's what I'm going with. Pretty funny. If they want to take that, that's perfectly great. I do highly recommend this game for those who are just going to have like a group of their adult friends around. They want to play something, and you know, Cards Against Humanity has gotten a little boring. Definitely recommend it. You can combine. You can do this version with like alcohol, all sorts of ways you can play this game. So yeah, check it out. Number 8, Game of Ham. Okay, number 7 is a game I actually got to play at Gen Con. It's called Tattoo Stories. And it's a really fun game. It's kind of like those picture games. But how this game is played is someone draws 10 cards from the deck, and they get to pick 5. And then everybody at the table has to draw out everything on that for their tattoo design. And the winner of the cards are points, just like in like Game of Ham or something like that. But the difference with this is you can get awarded with, not just the one person can get awarded with this. So let's say I have a pig, a bird, a bow and arrow, a bow, and you know, a bow, a dollar bill, and a mustache. Well, let's say Jordan drew the best pig, so I can give her the pig card. My dad drew the best dollar, so I can give him the dollar. And my sister-in-law Taylor, she drew the best mustache, so I give her the mustache cards. So not everybody can end up with winning the whole pot of cards. Sometimes they can all be distributed out to different people. This is by Bicycle Games. It's the same people who made the game Alpha, which I heard some people enjoy. I haven't really heard anything negative about that game, but I haven't. It's kind of been hushed. But, you know, this one is definitely a really fun party game to do. Especially for those who like the game like Pictionary or something like that. And you all get individual boards and everything. And there's, you know, of course there's a timer and all that stuff. But definitely number 7, Tattoo Stories. Okay, so number 6 is Stella. And Stella is in the same game series as Dixit. This one is very different. You have like several words and you have to pick pictures that are already laid out on the board that you believe describe each one of those things. You secretly write them on your board. Whichever ones you actually got right, and by got right, I mean nobody else picked it. I hope. Oh, whoever picked that one as well, you get to go up. If, you know, honestly, I can't really remember. It's been a while since I played this game. But it's describing words. It's descriptive words. So instead of just, you have to pick a word that goes with this card, you have to be like, okay, what made you think of this? And you kind of really, it really leans more into the describing as well. This game is pretty fun. Once again, it's got that artwork that we all like. You know, it's the, you know, wherever it is, Obscurio, Mysterium, you know, Dixit. They always have really great artwork with that. Stella is no exception. This one is a beautifully painted game. It is fantastic. Highly recommend this. Number 6, Stella! Okay, so number 5 is Sheriff of Nottingham by Cool Mini or Not. Now, the reason why I said the Cool Mini or Not version, it's not that I don't like the Arcane Wonders version. It's just that one's out of print. The one that is in print is the 2nd edition Sheriff of Nottingham, which is down below, I believe, in my game shelf. Somewhere. I have it somewhere. I promise. I'm like looking around, see, oh, there it is, right here. This game right here. And this game still plays the same as the 1st edition. Basically, you get a hand of cards, you stick some cards in a little sack, you button it up, you tell the sheriff this is like 3 chickens, but actually you have 4 chickens. Sometimes I like to get clever with my lies, so technically it's not a lie. I put 2 chickens and a rooster, and I say there's 3 chickens in there. Now, technically, I'm right. Well, I could say there's like, I have 3 poultry, and I'm putting that in there. Now, he's like, oh, no. And so then I take those roosters, and I just slip them under there. The only thing I always have a problem, this is a personal problem. This is not a problem with the game. This is just a me problem. This is a problem with Kevin. This is a problem I have with Kevin. So the problem I have is I always forget what's the limit of cards you can put in the bag. So I always like overstuff it, and I'm like, I have 8 bread. And it's like, you can't do that. I'm like, you can't? And it's like, yeah. So sometimes I always forget. I just have, but once I'm reminded, I kind of remember through the rest of the game. I don't always go, wait, how many can you have in there? But it is really fun. I like how you can do all these different voices. It's got a very role-playing thing. It's a very light role-playing, so it's not very heavy in depth and story, but you can really enjoy like creating voices. Each player is encouraged to do like a voice for the sheriff. What does the sheriff, like, sometimes you can sound like this. Let me see, okay, so you have 5 bushels of apples, and he has 3 cheese, so I shall okay, you both can pass. And I don't know, it's just kind of funny. But number 5, Sheriff of Nottingham. Okay, so number 4 is The Prince's Bride, Battle of Wits by Sparkworks. It used to be by, I a different company. I can't find my copy. Okay. It was by Game Salute. But Battle of Wits is based off of that one scene in The Princess Bride when Vicini and the man in black, you know, they have to pick in front of them which wine has the iocane powder, and of course, you know, he goes on about like Australia and starts prattling on and on and on. Wait till I get going! And now, where was I? Australia. Australia, yes. So you might have known, so I clearly can't choose the wine in front of you. And I clearly can't choose the wine for me. I have chosen, and I chose, oh my gosh, what in the world is that? Oh, never mind. Now we drink. You from your glass, and me from mine. And of course, you know, you know the twist. If you haven't seen it, this is a cult classic movie. So not everybody has seen this movie. I know a lot of people have, but if you know what happens, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I do respect this movie enough where I don't want to spoil it. A lot of people I feel know what's going to happen, but I don't want to spoil it. Number 4, Battle of Wits. Alright, so number 3, Just One. And this one's pretty fun. So you get like these little nameplates. You have to write down clues after someone picks a number 1 through 5 from a card. And basically what happens is anyone who picked the same or similar word has to flip theirs down, and then the person has to determine what the actual word that they have to guess is from the clues that remain. It can be all, it can be some, it can be none. Actually, if it's none, I believe you have to redo it. It is really fun. It is really crazy how a lot of people can think alike, and it is just amazing, amazing to see how this works. You each get different colored markers, so you can all tell whose clue was from who. And you got like tons and tons and tons of things to pick from. So it's got really good replayability. I played it once with my own personal game group. It was really fun. We all were like on the floor laughing by the time the game was over. And so I highly recommend it. Number 3, Just One. Okay, number 2 is the game Once Upon a Time by Atlas Games. This is a game where everybody is kind of working together to tell a fairy tale story, but they're also secretly trying to like direct the story towards their ending. And so you can say like, I have to have like, and you know, she died of a broken heart. Well, I have to try to figure out how to break her heart. I have to try to figure out how to kill her and everything. But then, like, Jordan can bring her back to life, and she's, like, you know, happy again, and it just gets crazier and crazier until finally, then my dad goes, and then she kissed the prince, and they both live happily ever after. And we're like, what? We were working towards his story the whole time? It is crazy. Once Upon a Time is a really good game. Again, a lot of replayability. This goes definitely into the story and can trick you into finishing the story for them. It is a wonderful game. I highly recommend it. Number 2, Once Upon a Time. Okay, number 1 is Agatha Christie's Death on the Cards. This is all based on the works of Agatha Christie. So Hercule Poirot, Miss Marple, all those wonderful characters that she created are in this. And you have to figure out who the murderer is. And it's just a big social deduction game. And you do it by just count of 3, point to who it is. It's kind of like that One Day Ultimate Werewolf game. Really fun. You get to have different investigators with different powers to help you kind of really figure out who is the murderer in this. The artwork on that looks really good. It's kind of got, oh yeah, that's downstairs. But it's got some pretty good, as you can see in the video, there's the artwork that we have in here. I do realize that I just put it where I'm like flapping my hand around like a fish out of water. It's really good. You can eliminate, there's player elimination, all sorts of ways you can really deduce who's the winner. Now, the thing is, the bad guy can get away if you get to the bottom of the deck and no one has figured out who's the murderer, and they can get away, and then they win, that one person wins the game. But if you get the murderer before that happens, then every other player who's not the murderer wins the game. It is super fun, super great, pretty easy to learn, easy to teach. That is why #1 is Death on the Cards. Well, there you go. There's my top 10 favorite party games. I kind of realized that I didn't actually explain how do you play Battle of Wits. Well, that one's going to be a little easy. I do have a how to play video / gameplay video on this game. So all you need to do is just, you pick a character from The Princess Bride. A lot of people, if you're playing a 2-player game, like to pick the Man in Black and Genie. And then what you do is you take turns and you play these cards. You have, I believe, odd numbers are poison and even numbers are grapes, which are wine. So you secretly place them on the top of the goblets, but then also eventually you can start bidding and placing those cards down at the bottom and bid which goblet you want. So then when the game is done, you get to reveal them. Whichever has more wine than poison, it's safe, you're still alive. If you have more poison than wine, then you are poisoned and you die. And you flip your character to the dead side, eliminating you from the game. It's pretty fun. It can get pretty good. I have won several games as Vicini, which is really weird because if you know the movie, you know why that's weird. But I always live because, you know, as they say, never go up against the Sicilian when death is on the line. But anyways, that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell to be notified for videos just like this. And if you are in a charitable mood, please consider donating to Make-A-Wish Foundation. This is a wonderful charity for kids in critical condition to make their dreams come true. It spans from everything to like going to a specific place, meeting a specific person, or doing a specific activity, just so that way they can have that, they can feel like life is just not about being depressed about your current situation. This really is a wonderful charity. These kids really do love it, and so many celebrities and businesses, organizations, everybody likes, a lot of people support this thing. So you can click on the link down in the description below to check it out. Be on the lookout for our next year's top 10s list. But until then, thanks for the views.